And ready. Mion is waiting to brief you on your task. Ready for that briefing? Good. Now then, here's the long and short of it. Beg pardons for interrupting, Mion, but our need grows ever more pressing. Have none stepped forward. Right here. And good morrow to you too, Boarlord. Bowlord, Bowlord. Your need must be pressing indeed for you to honor us with a visit. The good news is your journey hasn't been wasted. I'm pleased to report that we have a volunteer at last, and one who comes highly recommended at that. My thanks for answering the call, friend. My name is Lewin, and I lead the men and women of the God's Quiver. Now, time is of the essence, so I shall proceed directly to the heart of the matter. We wish for you to nip a potential threat to Gridania in the bud. Beneath the central shroud, there lies an underground burial site called the Tamtara Deepcroft. The place was once a Gelmoran settlement, but we Gridanians have long interred our dead there. Of late, however, shadowy figures have been seen sulking about the Deepcroft, and with ever-increasing regularity. Based on the accounts of various witnesses, we suspect that the individuals belong to the Lambs of Dalamud, the doomsday cult which sprung up prior to the calamity. These zealots have proven themselves dangerous in the past, and we leave them to own devices at our peril. Ordinarily, I would have dispatched my best men to scour the Deepcroft with orders to flush the cultists out. Alas, the calamity decimated our ranks, and limited forces at my disposal are constantly required to keep the Ixal at bay. The birdmen have grown restless of late, and I feared a storm may be brewing. In anticipation of this, I have been compelled to spread our forces throughout the Twelveswood, lest we be taken unaware. The situation so being, we must turn to the others to deal to the Lambs of Dalamud. Can we rely on you to undertake this task, friend? You got it, Lewin. You have my gratitude. Once you've seen to our preparations, pray make your way to the Deepcroft and identify yourself to the guard posted at the entrance. He will appraise you of the latest development. That is all. Be careful out there, you hear? May the crystal guide you and keep you. To the Deepcroft! What happened here? Oh, these things are gonna aggro me. Hello, you. You're Tiny Taru, I take it. Thanks for helping us out, friend. No doubt the Bowlord has already informed you, but your task is to enter the Deepcroft and purge it of the Lambs of Dalamud. In case you're unfamiliar with them, the cult emerged shortly before the calamity put an end to the 6th Astral Era. The cultists took the lesser moon Dalamud for their god, believing that it would deliver them from the devastation. Pretty sure it caused the devastation, but okay. And so they were rather disappointed when Dalamud exposed into 1,000 flaming pieces before it could complete its descent. Now, having seen their god turn to ash, one would think that the cultists might feel moved to question their faith. On the contrary, it served only to stoke their flames of their fantasy. The Lambs of Dalamud are convinced that heretics, that is to say, everyone but them, interfered with the coming of their Lord and Savior, and that it is now their sacred duty to avenge him. Whatever it is they're doing in the Deepcroft, you may be sure there is no good will come from it. For the sake of Gridania and Eorzea at large, put an end to their madness. I didn't know this was... The second dungeon was so lore heavy.
Could this be happening? A fanatical cult in the Deepcroft. Tiny Taru cornered by the undead. Could our hero meet a ghoulish, foolish end? Fight that chill in your spine until tomorrow. Same Taru time, same Taru channel.
Nobody has a How long does this last for? Oh, 8 seconds. They'll be dead. Oh, I got topaz too. Forgot about that. I'll read it because I will need things to turn in. It's the same thing except a different color. Mine looks better. I tried. I wonder if that... This only affects Ruin, right? Grants Aether Charge, increase the potency of Ruin, Ruin 2, Ruin 3, and Outburst. Yeah. Success. What? Oh, I'm still here. Welcome back, Tiny. I'm reliably informed that your foray into the Deepcroft was a success. Nor did I expect anything less. Baderon's ringing endorsement left me little in doubt as your capabilities. Even so, you are to be commended. Lord Lewin asked me to pass on his thanks. I must say, it's something of a relief to be able to call upon such a capable adventurer. What? Sadly, death has become an ever more common occurrence within our fraternity of late. Times being what they are, the guild is constantly inundated with petitions. We are hard-pressed to find enough hands to deal with them all. While this means no shortage of work for able souls such as yourself, it also provides ample opportunity for the inexperienced to overreach themselves, with predictable consequences. Ah, as if to illustrate the point. Avery's gone and it's all your fault. If it hadn't taken you an age to heal him, he'd still be alive. But I tried. He bolted out of range before I could finish the spell. He shouldn't have been so hard-pressed in the first place. We should have done more to lighten his burden. Bah, to the hells with this pathetic excuse for a party. I'm leaving, and it'd be too soon if I never see your faces again. Goodbye and good riddance. I'm leaving as well. I doubt this comes as any surprise, but I never liked you. I only suffered for your healing. Wow. You couldn't even do that one thing right. Cruel though as it may sound, you brought this upon yourself. Oh, and by the way, some parting advice. Get rid of Avery's head. Bury it. Cremate it. Do whatever the hell you like with it. But for God's sake, stop carrying it around. It's just get rid of it, alright? Wait. Don't leave me alone. Please. I'm so sorry, Avery. Please forgive me. Scenes like this have become all too common. This makes a dozen times in half as many days. Now you see why I'm grateful for adventures of your experience. I can send men like you on missions without worrying that you might not return. Well, not so much at any rate. Speaking of missions, I would entrust you with another. About a bell ago, how long's a bell? I received a message from my counterpart in Ulda. She seeks the services of a reliable adventurer, and you are nothing if not reliable. If you think you might be interested in the task, say the word and I will be glad to share the details with you. Alright. I don't care for either of them. Oh, I'm getting both actually. Mion has information on a new task. So, you're not averse to taking a little trip? Wonderful. As I mentioned earlier, the request comes from the Adventurers Guild in Ulda. Once you arrive, seek out Momodi, the proprietress of the quicksands. Okay. For a second, I thought I was going to the Waking Sands already. Think of her as your sultaness version of myself. Chances are she'll send you into the midst of danger, but I have every confidence that you'll pull through unscathed. Now off you go, Tiny, and good luck. Alright, I got a decent amount to go from that one. I will get this one, but that's right. Teleport. Ulda. Ticket. Welcome to the Quicksands, friend. I'm a tad busy now, if you wouldn't mind showing yourself too. Judging by your determined expression, I'm taking you in here for ale. Are you called Tiny Taru by any chance? Mion sent word that you'd be reporting for duty. She also made a point of calling you the adventurer of the moment. That ain't no small praise coming from her. But you didn't come all the way here to listen to my prattle. Doubtless you're eager to get started, so let's talk business, shall we? Yes. Modi is waiting to brief you on your task. Papashin. Gods almighty. Another second under that sun and I would have been set afire. A tankard of ale, if you would be so kind. Excellent timing, Papashin. It just so happens the adventurer who will be handling your petition is here. So this strapping young lad is the much-lauded adventurer, is he? Marvelous, marvelous. Pleasure to make your acquaintance, good sir. I am Papashin, formerly of the Sultan's Worm. Thank you for agreeing to lending us your aid. Mayhap you'd like to appraise Tiny of his mission. Yes, of course. The petition in question was submitted by an acquaintance of mine at Amagina and Sons mineral concern. It relates to an unfortunate development in the Copperbell Mines. To be plain, giants have seized control of the place. These giants are of the clan known as the... What?
Εκατόχειρες.
Heckatronics, fearsome creatures who were sealed within the deepest depths of the mines during the bygone Throne Dynasty. Alas, it seems they have managed to break through the layer of rock which served to imprison them, and now prowl the tunnels where the mines ply their trade. The creatures are justifiably angry about their treatment at the hand of our ancestors, and their presence has forced the suspension of all mining activities on the site. No wonder they're angry. Didn't the Thorn Dynasty come to an end over 300 years ago? You know your history well, milady. People of that age used the heckatronics to work their mines by the way of enchanted helms. They were able to bind furious creatures to their will. But as is oft the way in such tales, these enchantments eventually failed, and the slaves rose up against their masters. In a desperate bid to contain the unbridled fury of the heckatronics, our ancestors induced the collapse of the mine's lowermost levels. So it was that great giant revolt that ended, buried beneath 100,000 tons of rock. Well now, that got me thinking. I seem to recall there being an article about Copperbell in the Mithril Eye a fortnight or so ago. It said the mines were being reopened so as to meet the rise in demand for building materials. Like as not, our boys dug a bit too deep and freed the giants. God, to think the poor creatures are still alive and kicking after 3 centuries. That's a long time to nurse a grudge. They must be seething. Indeed, and that makes them a danger to us all. There will be no mincing at Copperbell so long as they remain. For the sake of both peace and prosperity, they must be subdued. This is the task which we would have you undertake. I'll not deny that mission will be rife with danger, but our need is great, and so I beg you, put an end to this sorry business. He's right here. Looking for Painted Misa? You found him. So, you're the adventurer who's volunteered to deal with the mess down in Copperbell, are you? You've got guts, mate, and I hope you've got skills to go with them, because things ain't pretty down there. The heckatronics left the place in a right state, and a nary week after mine resumed. We knew full well about the giants beforehand, but the project went ahead anyway. I mean, nothing could possibly survive being under a mountain's worth of rock for 3 centuries, right?
Right? Wrong!
Stone torch. There's been an incident inside Copperbell Mines. We are here to ensure that its effects are contained, but for your own safety, I suggest you stay well away from here. What? You're the adventurer who volunteered to quell the heckatronics? I didn't think that Papasha would be able to find someone so quickly, if at all. The giants are content to wreak havoc inside from the mines now, but it's only a matter of time before they think to come outside. The sooner you see to them, the better. Make ready as best you can and enter at will. Attack didn't even go through. What was my hat? 5? Okay, I can actually use a better piece. Maybe a bracelet too? This is 400 potency. This one is also 400. They're all 400. Oh. Level 26 now. Too bad I can't use that ability in this dungeon. Slaves no more. Free. Free.
What do I owe you? Nothing. It's for free. Free?
Oh. We already have a melee caster hybrid with a sword in Red Mage. I don't see that happening with Red Mage, or the new caster, I should say. Good job, team. Read. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.